right, this was not a suggested video, but I did think it was going to be interesting. We're back here over on Copa 90, but we're looking at the Welsh football revolution. I just saw this and I thought this sounds interesting just because it has the word revolution in it. But let's go, man. Copa 90, once in a lifetime, was incredible. They got a doc on the Columbus Crew, which is my local MLS club. And by local, I mean 2 hours from here, but you get the idea. So anyway, let's check this out. I'm excited.
Wales Way is probably the best kept secret. Being out with 1,000 of your mates, the bucket hats and stuff, and you know, the language, and it's made it look cool. It made me want to learn it. You know, and if there's one place I could come and feel confident about speaking any level of Welsh, it would be a Wales trip. What football gives Wales is a way to be independent. It's more than just Welsh football, you know, it's a new Welsh culture. There's fashion, there's music, there's politics, it all comes with the football, you know, and it's a celebration of our sort of history and our culture and our language, and football's almost a vessel for all of it. There's some people who I don't see at home, I only see abroad, you know, and some people I don't know their names, but I'll greet them like they're my long-lost brother. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? And it isn't for everyone. You know, some people come on this and think it's absolute rubbish, you know. But for me and so many other people, it's a special thing, and I think without it, we'd all be lost.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, I like that. Damn, what a start. Independent football nation. Sindel.
Hanes Pêl-drod Cymru yn aml yn un o fethiant, really.
Holy smokes.
Yn y cyfnod hir yna wedyn rhwng 58 a 2016. Oedd yna gyfnodau lle oedd yna
Drone team in the 60s, 70s especially.
Gan enwedig oedd yna chwaraewyr gwych yn rhan o'r tîm lle oedd nhw just ddim cweit yn cyrraedd.
Couldn't quite reach a tournament.
Felly mi oedd hwn yn gyfnod yn amlwg lle hyn oed o gymharu efo Gogledd Iwerddon a'r Alban oedd yn cyrraedd tournament.
Okay.
Oh,
why couldn't we do that?
As a Welsh football fan, it wasn't anywhere near as it's like now. Literally chalk and cheese. I mean,
chalk and cheese.
And I think a good example is going to Albania, 1995, 83 fans there.
Damn.
We drew 1-1, and I just felt like we've just drew with Albania, who at the time were ranked about 1 million in the world, and with 83 fans there, and it was just really soul destroying.
In those days, it was a sort of.
It's kind of funny seeing what people were doing in the year I was born. I was born in '95, so that's just kind of funny to hear that this was going on.
Time were ranked about 1 million in the world, and with 83 fans there, and it was just really soul destroying.
In those days, it was a sort of select club of us. You know, maybe 150, 250 people went. And there's an element of snobbery about it sometimes. You know, were you there in the bad old days when Wales were awful and we were losing? But they were good times, never mind that Wales were poor. I think there's been a bit of a symbiotic relationship between the success of Welsh football and the growth of, in my case, tolerance for the Welsh language and now active support for it.
I mean, language in Wales is a symbol of identity. It is the most obvious thing, and as some people would say, the only thing that makes Wales different to England in kind of, you know, tangible cultural elements. So
I was going to say, I know nothing about Wales, honestly, so this is kind of a culture shock, to be honest. I honestly didn't know that this was what the Welsh language was attached to, which makes sense now. Wales, Welsh, it makes sense. But I know nothing about Wales, actually.
The only thing that makes Wales different to England in kind of, you know, tangible cultural elements. So it's always been important. The last of independent Wales was conquered in the 13th century. That is a long time ago. Wales was politically integrated with England in the 16th century. That is a long time ago. And the fact that Welsh identity has survived at all is in many ways miraculous.
Yeah, that's incredible.
In the middle of the 20th century, there was amongst some people a bit of a kind of a sense of embarrassment about being, not necessarily being Welsh, but about speaking Welsh.
When I was a kid growing up in Cardiff in the 1970s, you just wouldn't speak Welsh on the streets. Certainly if you spoke it down at Ninian Park where Cardiff City and Wales played, people would say, what are you doing? What are you doing? You just wouldn't, you know? Because I went to a Welsh-speaking school, my parents were thought of some sort of political deviance.
Sometimes people in Wales, and certainly people in England, don't realise that Welsh is a living language that people live their lives through the medium of. And in the 60s, putting
Protest to have Welsh
on
signs.
Welsh in official forms was a reminder to some people that Wales is a nation, that Wales exists and the language exists and there is a difference here.
Wales
Yeah, it makes sense.
football was for decades overshadowed by rugby. And it's interesting, you know, the rugby was tied up with the national consciousness. Now I think, if you like, the pendulum has swung and the
We need to react to rugby at some point, because I've watched a little bit of this sport, like here and there, when it just comes on after certain football games are over. And I have no idea how the rules or anything related to rugby works. I don't know when we'll get to that eventually, but just know it is down the line. I just want to continue on our journey through football for a while.
and it's interesting, you know, the rugby was tied up with the national consciousness. Now I think, if you like, the pendulum has swung and that Welsh identity is more now mixed up with the superstars like Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey and the success of the Welsh football team.
I think it was a very specific moment that it changed, and it was probably late in the group before the Euro qualification, so it would have been late 2013, and I just think it started to, I think with something like Spirit of 58 was like a huge turning point.
It started to click.
Change. It just grew and grew and grew, and then the Euros was the culmination of it all. I said it was the best kept secret. It was like the best kept secret that didn't let out.
It has become a cultural thing now, whereas before it was football fans enjoying football. Now it's a culture thing, it's the fashion. Look at the bucket hats. It's synonymised with Wales. Whenever we go away, the bucket hat, you just look around and you go, that's a safe place to drink because I can see a bucket hat. That's a safe place to eat because I see a bucket hat. People like Tim Williams, Spirit of 58, the clothes that he's made, people are buying them because it's a uniform.
When we go
Makes
abroad,
sense.
It's about telling people about the Welsh culture, telling people about our difference. And I've noticed over the years, you know, the more we go around in Europe, the people understand there is a difference in culture between the four nations of the United Kingdom. And that's hugely important.
You say you're from Wales, they'll say Gareth Bale.
So it'd be what are the four nations? Well, back, this is before, I think it was Ireland, like, left the UK, basically. What was it? It would be what, England, it would be Wales, it would be what, Scotland, and then formerly Ireland, if I'm not mistaken, right? Pretty certain Ireland's not a part of the UK anymore. If my memory serves me right.
You say you're from Wales, they'll say Gareth Bale back to you. It's like, you know, like, okay, yeah, we know that there's more than, oh, you're not England. You know, it is becoming an identity on its own.
Mae'n teimlo fel rhyw fath o deulu pan ti allan fan hyn.
Some kind of family around here.
Mewn tafarn yn ganol Estonia. Pa mor net yw hwnna? Dwi ddim prynu neud na nôl yng Nghymru weithiau. Mae'n neud yn ganol Estonia mor special.
Following Wales was the first time I heard the Welsh language spoken like almost openly.
Yeah,
so
I've never heard
Wales
this.
almost normalised the language for me, and made it cool in a way.
Dwi'n nabod pobl sydd wedi deud o blaen.
I know people who told me that.
Wales Away wedi neud fi eisiau dysgu Cymraeg mwy, oherwydd eisiau gallu fatha sgwrsio efo pawb a sgwrsio efo criwiau eraill ma'n yr ffrindiau newydd ma dwi wedi neud. Felly
I've never heard this language before. That genuinely, it's kind of blowing my mind right now.
neud fi eisiau dysgu Cymraeg mwy, oherwydd dwi eisiau gallu fatha...
Because they want to have chats with everyone,
sgwrsio efo criwiau eraill
chats with the groups and new friends they made. It was a very positive way to bring.
Positif iawn o ddod â pawb at ei gilydd mewn i'r iaith mewn ffordd cyffyrddus.
I like
To
this.
learn a language is to be immersed in it. So when you're on a Wales away trip, it does help you, and you kind of realise then how much you know by listening to their conversation. Like, actually, I understand that, so I know more than I give myself credit for.
There's been a normalisation of
Welsh, not
language,
British.
particularly in football. And I think that's what's important, is that, you know, we're proud of our Welshness, we're proud of our language. The two things can marry together, and then football is the central driving force for it. It really is quite simple.
Football is always the centerpiece. I love this. Fairer than the pearly lily. Only a pure heart can sing. Sing through the day and through the night.
Yeah, Calon Lan, obviously, it's a strange one, Calon Lan, because it's just like it's just a hymn, isn't it, essentially? And I remember learning it in school. Little did I know that I'd be learning it in school so I could sing it in Eastern Europe.
Yn ystod y gem yma, ti'n gweld yr hogiau di-Gymraeg, maen wrth y bodd yn canu caneuon fel Calon Lan a pethau fel yna yma o hyd, bod nhw ddim allan siarad yr iaith yn rhugl, ond maen nhw'n gweld o fel ffordd arall o fynegu hynna'n.
So it's a beautiful language that when you hear it spoken for the first time, it kind of brings people together in a way. This is the most I've learned about the Welsh culture and Wales as a whole. I'm not gonna lie to you, they don't teach us anything about that over here. We barely learn about Europe. We learned about Europe through World War II. After that, it's kind of like everything else is kind of like whatever, you know. You have to actively go out of your way to learn about other countries in America. The English have failed to break the hearts of the Welsh boys.
More Welsh songs are now becoming prominent in the Welsh fan base, and that is now a sign that the Welsh language is growing. Welsh language is a part of Welsh football.
We're very lucky we've got, if you like, a hymn sheet of Welsh songs at the Welsh football now. I don't know how it's come about, to be honest with you, but there's one, A More Heed by David Ewan, We're Still Here.
Essentially a song about the Welsh language and the Welsh people who've sort of been stifled throughout history by by our neighbours.
Despite everyone and everything, we're still here.
Da ni dal yma gweithio popeth sydd wedi digwydd I pobl Cymru a hanes ni. Da ni dal yma, da ni dal yn gweiddi ac yn gwneud sŵn a dangos bod ni yma.
I mean, the song itself is an absolute belter, you know, it's really stirring in it, and even if you aren't Welsh speaking, it's become like an unofficial anthem of the Welsh football team, and I think it's because it means so much, and the song really resonates with what following Wales is all about.
I mean, damn, dude. Like, I've said this before in previous reactions. It is just so crazy to me learning about football and learning about how it really just connects things from languages to politics to religions. I mean, every time I watch something that's a little more on the educational side of things, I learn something completely new. Like, not in just like, oh, I'm learning some new things. Like, I'm learning a new way that this sport unites people, man. It's just so insane to me.
The anthem it's an event in itself now. I feel like you think about a Wales game, you think about the anthem first. When we were in lockdown and we didn't know when we'd see Wales again, it was like, imagine that first anthem back. That was like the thing. It wasn't that first game back, you know, or that first goal back. It's like, imagine that first anthem back.
I feel the anthem gives us a true identity, real true identity in our own language. When they hear us singing our anthem, I think it gives them a little bit of insight into the fact they are different.
Go back to those home internationals. Half the stadium didn't know the words to the anthem. They used to have the music piped in because people didn't know the words. What's great now is the FAW have understood that it is now really the supporters' kind of take on this. They start off, I don't know whether you've noticed, very gently with a bit of music. As soon as the crowd goes in there, and to a man and a woman, we're all singing it, the music dies away.
Before you would just turn up and you'd sing it, you get a little bit emotional, but that'd be it, and it's done. Whereas now, it's our song, and people are singing it in the streets, people are singing it in bars. Last night, the whole bar over there, all singing the Welsh national anthem.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thing now to go, especially away, and I feel like it's like our rallying call, and it really, really fills you with this sort of sense of pride and excitement, and yeah, it's just a beautiful thing.
Oh man. To this pure and loved land. I love the lyrics, man. Wow.
What football gives Wales is a way to be independent. It's a way to be unique. Every other part of life, Wales is part of the United Kingdom. But in football, it's not. It's Wales, the football nation, and I think without us as an independent football nation, we aren't a nation at all. It's defined my life, you know, and it's shaped so much of my personality.
I love that.
It is personality traits. It's strange, but there we are. It is what it is, as they say.
Independent football nation. I mean, wow. Again, Copa 90 delivering with high tier quality and a lot of the behind the scenes things that you just would never see ever presented, I guess, if you don't really go out of your way to learn about this stuff. I mean, we barely learn about football cultures outside of America as is. Let me rephrase it, outside of the United States of America specifically, but it's just so incredible always to learn these different things, see how it connects them. I mean, football is a way for people to express their grievances, political beliefs, anything, or in the case of this, freedom, or, you know, it allows them to be different from the United Kingdom. It's their own independent thing. Like, that is just so cool to me, man. And I love learning more about just general football histories throughout the world. Honestly, I didn't go into this with really any particular expectation, so I didn't know what to kind of expect, if we're being completely honest. This was just a nice educational piece. We learned a little bit about Welsh culture and the importance of football to said culture. I love these little educational videos, man. I kind of want to use these reactions in a way when it comes to these educational bits to kind of just share more with everything if you would have never even thought about watching stuff like this. I don't think I'm like some football like union like channel by any means, but it's so fun to me to explore all of these different cultures, and I think it's also really educational for everybody that is also a football lover but doesn't know much about the cultures of, you know, countries and the way they do things, man. It's so fun exploring all this stuff. Let me know what you guys thought about the reaction in the comments down below. I know I didn't really say too much throughout this entire video. I kind of wanted to let the video speak for itself, just like how we did with Once in a Lifetime Argentina. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on it, sub to the channel for more content. As always, this has been your local football lover in America, Jay. I will catch you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great day. Peace.